The fire element. It is light, it is sharp, it is clear. When we have just the right amount of fire operating through our systems, our Agni, our digestive fire, works well. It's able to assimilate that which we take in. And by assimilating what we take in, I'm not just talking about the food that you actually eat through your mouth, but all that you experience through your five senses. So information is received, the intellect is able to discern what is appropriate or not at any given time. So there is the energy of, it comes with that which we often associate with a sense of vitality. Yeah? That's really coming from your fire element. However, when the fire element is in excess, then skin rashes can come to pass, ulcers, acid reflux, irritability, even anger or even violence. And so we want, and then of course, if we don't have enough of the fire element, we're foggy, we are not motivated, we lack vitality, basically. So I'm going to give you a couple of breathing practices or just share a little bit about a couple of breathing practices for you to experiment with, and then you can look them further on your own. And also just a simple little thing that you can do for your eyes, because these organs of perception, your two eyes, have a very intimate relationship with the fire element. So when things are a bit too heated, whether it's in our emotions or just in general in the body, the eyes will get very tense, and so they will tire out. Rose water, it can be a simple formula such as this, or you can make your own from your own rose petals. Of course, that's always ideal. Rose water has a cooling effect in general, but then for the eyes, it also will help you just clarify, right? Prevent infections and such. So what you would do if if you had something like this, you would just put that in half of an eye cup. Okay, so half the amount of the eye cup, and then the other half warm water. If this is cold, really you want like room temperature to your skin, and then you put the little eye cup to cover your eye, and then you blink a few times, right? So you have the fluid there, you blink a few times, and that's it. And then you do it with the other eye. Of course, no makeup at that time, just your eyes are completely clean before doing the practice of calming and cooling the eyes. Also, just spraying it over your eyes or your temples, having that at your desk, just to diffuse a little bit of the intensity. Yeah. Breathing. So Kapalabhati breath, like the shining skull breath, is one that will increase the fire in the body. Those of you who are familiar, if you have just one hand over the chest or the other hand right at the area of the navel, you are locking at the base of the spine. If you're aware of that, otherwise you can just start experimenting in simpler ways. So if you can engage at the base, if you know how to do that, and then one hand over the belly is the hand that's going to move as you pump the air out. So as your hand draws into the spine, the air comes out, and then you breathe back in, both through the nose. top hand at your chest, just stay stable, yeah? The body is relaxed. So the pumping, you are active on your exhalation here. And the in-breath is just passive. It's coming naturally without having to put any effort. So that's your Kapalabhati. And then you have Shikari breath. Shik is cooling, calming. So then you're doing pretty much a different tactic. Your focus is on the breath coming in, and then the out breath is just naturally out through the nose. So for the breath coming in, you are taking your tongue and pressing it up against the fronts of your teeth, like this. And then you're taking the cheeks and it's like you're smiling so that there's room for the air to pass through the sides of your mouth. So it will look something like this. Exhaling normally through the nose, no effort on the out breath. So just the opposite of the other one, okay? No effort on the out breath. And then as you breathe in, so there's this hissing sound, and also you feel this cooling quality as it passes through the cheeks, the sides of your mouth. And then you pause to the extent that you can without straining. Of course, the breath does not want to be strained. And then exhaling normally through the nose. So experiment with these a little bit. Investigate these, I would say, first. If you have a yoga teacher nearby, then discuss them, these breathing practices with them. And or also, in addition to these two that I just mentioned, you can do alternate nostril breathing, but you can do the solar to warm up the body, and you can do the lunar to cool off the body. So basically, whether you use the fingers or you can just practice without the fingers, it's to cool. Okay, so no, let's just do the heating first since we did Kapalabhati first. So the heating would be inhaling through the right nostril, exhaling through the left nostril. Inhaling through the right side of the body, pausing, exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the right, the cooling side, the lunar, the sunny side, the warming side, and exhaling out the left. So since you are inhaling through the warming side of the body, you are heating things up there, yeah? And exhaling through the cooling side to release the coolness. And then you can reverse that and work with the lunar breath. So then you are inhaling through the left and then exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right. Perhaps you can feel the whole spine breathing from the base. You inhale from the very base of the sit bones on the left side. And then exhaling down the right. Inhaling through the left. Ida, side of the Shushumna. And then exhaling through the right, Pingala. So again, something for you to experiment with on your own. Look for guidance if you're new to pranayama. Definitely there should be no straining of any kind. Just gentle exploration. And then of course, after each breath, whether you're doing the Kapalabhati, whether you're doing the Shikari, whether you're doing the alternate nostril breathing, the lunar or the solar, make sure that you take a few long, deep breaths in and out of the nose, just observing the effects that that had on your body. Okay? And if indeed cooled you off when there was too much heat, or warmed you up if there was if the body was too cool. All right, I hope this was of use to you, and keep noticing the effects of the qualities around you, in you, and then the things that you can do to harmonize so that you are not too cold or too hot in this instance. Yeah, all right. That's the offering of Ayurveda anyways. Be well.